I would love to hear more about the philosophy that you've developed. Maybe it's a framework for the way you think about what is effective negotiation. And how does that drive the work you do with your clients?
For me, the value negotiator became an identity. So it came from the premise that if I call my business the value negotiator, the core premise has to be that I have to step into that identity of creating value. So if I get caught into the trap of distributing value or getting caught into just navigating down a competitive, combative way of communicating, then that's not going to honor the identity that I've chosen for my business. Second to that, we as humans all have a deep intrinsic need to feel valued. Our sense of self and significance comes from this need to be recognized for our value, both at an intrinsic level, but also at an extrinsic level. So recognizing value was fundamental to our human need. And therefore, if we as humans are wanting to be valued, then the recognition that in each interaction we're having with a fellow counterpart in negotiation, whether that's in a crisis situation or a business situation or a personal situation at home, the individual on the other side is also seeking to be valued and to have that value acknowledged. So value became the core principles of what are we trying to achieve? What do we as humans need? And out of that, for me, I'm big on trying to simplify things that are complex. And so I've created an acronym around the word value that just breaks down in simple terms what the process of getting to value looks like. So starting with the first 5-step framework, it's identify the value. And that means both for yourself and the other party, but being aware that you don't want to confuse your intrinsic worth with your extrinsic value. So really recognizing and making that distinction. And I think sometimes people their egos get attached to what's my intrinsic worth here? And we confuse the two. The second step is analyze the data. The third step is understand your leverage, because power and leverage play a significant role in how we are ultimately driving value. The fourth step even is embrace feeling uncomfortable, because negotiation by its nature, if you're going to stretch for value, is going to require you to be uncomfortable and get comfortable with the feelings of discomfort. And then the final step is all around executing the plan and recognizing that if you're going through all of those prior steps of identifying the value, analyzing the data, and the data being either people data or published data, understanding where leverage exists and what your leverage is versus what the other party's leverage is, and also within that, how we use power versus force, and then the feelings of discomfort, where they might manifest through the way you speak, through the way you behave in your nonverbal communication. And then finally, around executing the plan, recognizing that there has to be a plan to execute. So really putting the pre-negotiation at the forefront in terms of setting the stage, identifying and designing the deal, and then during the negotiation, how you interact with the other party. And then in closing, post-negotiation, what are you doing to ensure that the value is actually delivered, integrated, and is manifested through the agreements that are being made in the dialogue that you're having?